They sleep in the same bed. They eat at the same table. They know each other's routines. The way the other takes their coffee. Which light stays on at night. And yet, they feel completely alone. This is not a failed marriage. This is a marriage that slowly went silent. Not with shouting. Not with betrayal. But with days that stopped needing words. There was a time when silence meant comfort. A shared quiet. A pause that felt earned. Now, silence feels different. It fills the room instead of resting inside it. They remember when love had friction. Arguments that lasted too long. Questions that went too deep. Jealousy that hurt, but proved someone still cared. Back then, disagreement meant engagement. Now there are no arguments. No checking in. No waiting. Just parallel lives sharing the same space. Silence feels peaceful. Until you realize it replaced intimacy. They don't ask where the other is going anymore. They don't wonder what the other is thinking. Because wondering requires energy. And energy becomes precious. People assume that if someone stays, they are choosing love. But staying can mean many things. Sometimes it means there's no strength left to start over. Sometimes it means fear of being alone feels heavier than the pain of being unseen. Leaving when you're young feels brave. Leaving later feels terrifying. Not because love is stronger, but because the ground feels less stable. There is history here. Shared memories. Shared losses. Shared survival. Walking away doesn't feel like freedom. It feels like erasing a lifetime. So they stay. And call it loyalty. But staying is not always loyalty. Sometimes it's just fear wearing familiar clothes. Over time, something else grows. Not anger. Resentment. Quiet resentment. When you stop fighting, you stop hoping to be understood. When you stop speaking, you stop being known. And when you stop expecting, the pain dulls. But so does the joy. They stopped fighting. And called it peace. But peace without connection is just loneliness sitting politely between two people. No one prepares you for this part of life. They tell you about losing strength, about slowing down. But they don't tell you what it feels like to stop being emotionally touched, to speak and feel your words land softly and disappear, to sit inches away from someone and feel miles apart. Growing old together doesn't save a marriage. Growing emotionally together does. And when that stops, time doesn't fix it. Time only makes the distance feel permanent. If you are listening to this with your partner nearby, and you feel alone, you are not broken. But silence, left untouched, becomes a language of its own. And one day, it will be the only language left. So turn to them tonight. Not to reopen old wounds. Not to fix the past. Just to be present. Before time decides for you. Because the saddest distance is not between two strangers. It's between two people who once promised never to stop seeing each other, and quietly did.